There are moments in life when you feel tired of trying, tired of waiting, and tired of wondering when things will finally change for you. You may have done everything you thought was right. You may have wished, hoped, and even worked hard, but still something feels stuck. And in those quiet moments, a small voice inside you starts to doubt, maybe it's not going to happen. Maybe things are not working for me. But what if the problem is not your effort and not your desire? What if the missing piece is trust? Not forced belief, not pretending everything is okay, but a gentle, calm trust that life is still working for you even when you cannot see it yet. The truth is, many people try to control every step, every outcome, every detail, and in doing so, they create pressure inside themselves. This pressure slowly turns into fear, and that fear blocks the very things they are trying to attract. When you begin to trust, even a little, something inside you softens. You stop fighting life and you start allowing it. Trust is not about knowing exactly how or when things will happen. It is about feeling safe even in uncertainty. And when you feel safe, your energy changes. You become open, calm, and ready to receive. This is where the real shift begins. This is where things start to move, often in ways you did not expect. So as you listen, allow yourself to relax, let go of the need to control everything, and gently open your heart to the idea that maybe, just maybe, things are already working out for you. Trust is often misunderstood because many people think it means sitting back and doing nothing or blindly hoping that everything will work out. But real trust is much deeper and much calmer than that. It is a quiet feeling inside you that says, even if I cannot see the full picture right now, I believe something good is still unfolding for me. It is not loud, it does not force itself, and it does not need constant proof. Trust is not about having all the answers. It is about being okay without them for a while. When you truly trust, you stop asking, why is this happening to me? And you slowly begin to feel, maybe this is happening for me in a way I cannot understand yet. This shift is very simple, but very powerful. It takes you out of fear and brings you into peace. Trust is also not about ignoring your emotions. You can still feel unsure sometimes. You can still have questions, but deep down, there is a small sense of calm that stays with you. That calm is trust. It tells you that you are not alone, that life is not against you, and that things are moving even when it feels slow. When you hold this kind of trust, you stop chasing outcomes and start allowing them to come. You stop trying to force things into place and begin to let life guide you in its own timing. And in that space, something beautiful happens. You become more present, more relaxed, and more open. This is the true meaning of trusting the universe. It is not about control, it is about connection. It is not about knowing everything. It is about believing enough to stay open and ready to receive. When trust is missing, something inside you begins to tighten. You start to question everything. You replay your thoughts again and again, and you try to control every small detail. because you are afraid things might not work out. This may feel like you are being careful, but in reality, it creates resistance. The more you doubt, the more your mind focuses on what could go wrong instead of what could go right. And the law of attraction responds to this energy. It does not only listen to your words, it feels your emotions. So even if you say you want something good, but deep inside you feel fear, worry, or impatience, that is the signal you are sending out. When you keep checking, when you keep asking if it is coming yet, you are unknowingly telling yourself that it is not here, and that feeling of lack grows stronger. Overthinking also keeps you stuck in your head, disconnected from the calm and open state where receiving becomes natural. It is like trying to plant a seed and then digging it up every day to see if it is growing. The more you interfere, the less space you give it to grow. Lack of trust creates this same pattern in your life. It keeps you in a loop of wanting, waiting, and worrying. But the moment you begin to soften that need to control, even just a little, the pressure starts to release. You feel lighter, more at ease, and more open. And this is exactly where things begin to shift. When trust replaces doubt, you stop blocking what you desire, and you start allowing it to find its way to you naturally. Letting go can feel confusing at first, because it sounds like you are giving up on what you want. But letting go is not about losing your desire, it is about releasing the pressure around it. When you hold on too tightly, when you keep thinking about it all the time, when you feel like it must happen now, you create tension inside yourself. And this tension blocks the natural flow of things coming to you. Letting go simply means you trust enough to loosen your grip. You still care, you still believe, but you are no longer forcing it. Think about how easy things feel when you are relaxed. When you are calm, ideas come to you, opportunities appear, and things start to align without struggle. But when you are stressed or desperate, everything feels harder, slower, and more distant. This is the difference between holding on and letting go. When you let go, you send a message that you are not in lack. You are in trust. You are not chasing. You are allowing. And this shift is powerful. It creates space in your mind and in your energy for things to come in. It is like opening a door that was once closed. The more you allow, the more you receive. You begin to notice that things start happening in unexpected ways, often better than you imagined. Letting go also brings peace, because you are no longer fighting with time or trying to control every outcome. You feel lighter, more free, and more connected to the present moment. And in this space, receiving becomes natural. This is why the more you let go, the more life can flow toward you effortlessly. When you begin to trust, something very subtle but powerful starts to change inside you. Before, your energy may have felt heavy, full of pressure, full of questions, and full of what if it doesn't work. But the moment trust enters, even in a small way, that heaviness starts to lift. You no longer feel the need to rush everything or force things to happen. Instead, you feel a quiet sense of calm. Your mind slows down, your thoughts become softer, and your body feels more relaxed. This shift may seem simple, but it changes everything. When your energy is calm, you stop sending signals of fear and lack. You begin to send out a feeling of peace, safety, and openness. And this is the kind of energy that attracts better experiences into your life. People often try to change their outer world first, but the real change always begins within. When you trust, you naturally become more patient, more present, and more aware of the good that is already around you. You are not constantly looking for what is missing anymore. Instead, you start noticing what is already working. This makes you feel grateful without forcing it, and that gratitude makes your energy even lighter. When your energy is light, things start to flow more easily. You connect with the right people, you make better decisions, and opportunities come to you without struggle. Trust creates this natural alignment. It moves you from tension to ease, from fear to calm, and from chasing to receiving. And as your energy continues to shift, you begin to realize that life responds differently to you, not because the world has changed, but because you have. Trust does not happen all at once. It grows slowly through the thoughts you repeat every day. The way you speak to yourself matters more than you think, because your mind is always listening. If your thoughts are full of doubt, fear, and pressure, your mind begins to believe that something is wrong. But when you gently guide your thoughts in a more peaceful direction, trust begins to build little by little. You do not need to force big beliefs. You can start with simple and calming thoughts like, "Things are working out for me. I am safe in this moment. I do not need to control everything. Life is guiding me in the right way." These thoughts may feel small, but they create a new feeling inside you. As you repeat them, your mind starts to relax and your body follows. You begin to feel less tense and more open. Over time, these thoughts become natural. Instead of reacting with fear, you begin to respond with calm. Even when something unexpected happens, you remind yourself that it is okay, that this is just a part of the process. Trust grows in these quiet moments. It grows when you choose peace over panic, when you choose belief over doubt, and when you allow yourself to breathe instead of overthinking. You do not need to be perfect, and you do not need to feel positive all the time. What matters is that you keep returning to these gentle thoughts again and again. With consistency, they start to shape your inner world. And as your inner world becomes calmer and more trusting, your outer world begins to reflect that same energy back to you. Many people fear letting go because they think they will lose direction, but releasing control does not mean you stop caring about your life. It simply means you stop trying to control every outcome and every detail. You still take action, you still make choices, but you do it with a calmer mind and a more open heart. Instead of forcing things to happen your way, you allow space for better ways to appear. When you hold on too tightly, you create pressure, and that pressure makes you feel lost anyway. But when you loosen your grip, you begin to feel more connected, not less. You start trusting that you can handle whatever comes, even if it is different from what you expected. This gives you a quiet confidence. You no longer feel like everything must go perfectly for you to be okay. You understand that even delays, changes, or challenges can guide you to something better. Releasing control is about doing your part and then stepping back with trust. You plant the seed, and you allow it to grow without digging it up again and again. You take a step, and you trust the next step will show itself at the right time. This way of living feels lighter because you are not carrying the weight of trying to manage everything. You feel more present, more aware, and more at peace with where you are. And in this peaceful state, you realize that you are not lost at all. You are being guided, even if you cannot see the full path yet. Sometimes the biggest reason people lose trust is because they are looking for big, instant results, and they miss the small signs that something is already changing. Life does not always move in loud or obvious ways. Often, it moves quietly. It can show up as a small opportunity, a new idea, a sudden feeling of calm, or even a problem that gently moves out of your way. These are signs, but many people ignore them because they do not look like the final result they imagined. When you begin to trust more, you also begin to notice more. You start seeing little shifts in your daily life. Maybe you feel a bit lighter than before. Maybe things are not as stressful as they used to be. Or maybe you meet the right person at the right time without trying too hard. These moments are not random. They are part of the process. They show you that things are moving, even if slowly. Another sign is when you feel less desperate. When you are no longer chasing something with pressure, and instead you feel okay where you are. That is a powerful shift. It means your energy is changing. And when your energy changes, your reality follows. You may also notice that some things leave your life. At first, this can feel uncomfortable, but often it is life making space for something better. Trusting these signs helps you stay calm and open. Instead of asking why nothing is happening, you begin to see that something is always happening, just not always in the way you expected. And when you recognize these small signs, your trust grows stronger, making it easier for even bigger things to come into your life. Trust is not something you do once. It becomes a way of being. At first, you may have to remind yourself again and again to relax, to let go, and to believe that things are working for you. But over time, this practice becomes natural. You start to respond differently to situations. Where you once felt fear, you now feel a quiet calm. Where you once rushed and forced things, you now allow them to unfold. This is how trust becomes part of your identity. You begin to see yourself as someone who is supported by life, someone who does not need to struggle for everything, someone who can receive with ease. And this shift changes how you move through the world. You no longer feel like you have to chase everything you want. Instead, you feel open to it coming to you. You start making decisions from a place of peace, not pressure. You choose what feels right instead of what feels urgent. This makes your path clearer and your actions more aligned. As you continue in this way, receiving also becomes easier. You stop blocking good things with doubt or overthinking. When something good comes your way, you accept it without questioning if you deserve it. You feel worthy, and that feeling allows more to come. Trust and receiving go hand in hand. The more you trust, the more you open yourself to receive, and the more you receive, the stronger your trust becomes. It becomes a natural cycle. You are no longer trying to make life happen. You are allowing life to work with you and through you in the most natural and effortless way. As you come to the end of this message, just take a slow breath and remind yourself that you do not have to carry everything on your own. Life is not something you need to fight or force all the time. There is a natural flow already moving in your favor, even if you cannot see it clearly yet. The more you trust, the more you allow that flow to guide you gently toward what is meant for you. You are not behind, you are not missing out, and you are not lost. You are exactly where you need to be at this moment, and things are unfolding step by step in the right direction. Let go of the need to control every outcome, and give yourself permission to feel calm, safe, and supported. Trust that what is meant for you will come at the right time, in the right way, often better than you imagined. Keep returning to that quiet feeling of trust again and again until it becomes natural for you. And as you do this, you will begin to notice that life responds differently, more gently, more beautifully. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to like this video. Share your thoughts in the comments. Share it with someone who may need this reminder. And don't forget to subscribe for more content that brings you peace, clarity, and a sense of calm.